Hello everyone, good day. How are you? I hope you're all doing well, no? And since our face-to-face class is shifted to asynchronous or synchronous class, I have decided na we will just have this recorded lesson. Okay? So I hope you're ready to watch this video until the end, and I hope you have your handouts, your ballpen and notebook with you para makasunod kayo all throughout the discussion. And also, no, a heads up lang, medyo inuubo ako ngayon. So, baka in the discussion or throughout the discussion, no, may time na mapopause ko yung video or uubuhin ako, no? So, sorry na lang. Okay? Sige. Now, shall we start? So, let's have here a scenario. Meron daw tatlong bibe, no? Na from point P, yung ating point na kung saan nag-start sila, which is yung no parking na sign, dyan daw sila starting, no? At 6 a.m., dyan sila nag-start. Okay? Or yan yung initial point nila. Then, by 6 p.m., no? Nakapunta daw sila dito sa point na ito na no parking sign. Now, ang tanong is, was there a specific time on that day when the ducks were right in the middle of the road? So, meron ba specific time of the day na kung saan sa within 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. is nasa middle ng daan yung ating mga tatlong bibe? Okay. So, assuming no, na yung dinadaanan ng tatlong bibe na ito is continuous. Yung path na dinadaanan nila is continuous. Meaning to say, tuloy-tuloy, no? Walang obstruction, walang gap, no? So, tuloy-tuloy. So, with this, no, we can assume that sa point na kung saan nag-start sila sa no parking sign, no, and then papunta sa point na kung saan dito sila nag-stop, yung sa no turning sign, no, there is a specific time in between, no, where the ducks were at that point, or meaning to say, nasa daan talaga sila, no, nadaan talaga sila sa middle. So, kumbaga, parang ganito yung kanilang track, no? Or ganito yung kanilang let's say ruta or yung traces nila, no? From 6 a.m. up to 6 p.m. Okay? So, bakit meron ganito, no? Why did we conclude or bakit meron tayong assumption na meron talagang point or meron talagang time na between 6 a.m. up to 6 p.m. is nasa middle of the road yung ating tatlong bibe? So, yung explanation to such logic, no, is one of the consequences of continuity. Okay? So, yung assumption natin na between 6 a.m. up to 6 p.m. is nandun talaga sa middle ng daanan yung ating tatlong bibe. That's because of continuity, no? Consequence yan siya ng continuity natin. And since in the last period or in the last topic, no, we have discussed continuity, now this is just the continuation, no? Ano yung application or ano yung consequences ng continuity natin? Okay? So that's why in this video, we will discuss about intermediate and extreme values theorem. Okay? So, ayan siya. So, I think this is the handout 5 natin, no? So, let me present to you first our learning objectives. So, at the end of the learning session, the student should be able to, number 1, illustrate the intermediate value theorem, or usually that is IVT. And then, number 2, illustrate the extreme value theorem, or that is EVT. And lastly, solve problems involving continuity of a function. Okay? So, applying itong IVT at saka EVT natin. And later on din, no, meron din tayong ma-discuss about the bisection method. Okay? Sige. Now, when we talk about intermediate value theorem or the IVT, no, according to your handout, ito yung kanyang ibig sabihin. Suppose f, no, yung f natin dyan is a given function, sabi daw is continuous on the closed interval, point A and point B. So, let's say continuous daw yung ating function sa closed interval from point A to point B such that f of A is not equal to f of B. Now, ano ibig sabihin nitong f of A? So, if we evaluate daw our function using the point A, no, kung ano yung value nito, hindi daw siya equal sa ating another value kapag in-evaluate natin yung function using the point B natin. Okay? So, hindi daw dapat sila equal. And, meron daw W, no? W is any any number between f of A and f of B. Then, so, anong symbol ito? Itong symbol na ito, meaning to say, there exists C, by which, itong C natin, no, is element in the closed interval ng A and B, for which, if we evaluate yung ating function using that C, makukuha natin itong W. Okay? Sige, ano ba ibig sabihin yan? So, let's have here our graph, no? So, meron daw tayong closed interval. So, let's say ito yung closed interval natin, C, point A, and then point B. Okay? So, and then meron tayong function. So, let's say ito yung ating function, no? Ito yung graph ng ating function. Now, meron daw tayong value for f of A. So, let's say ito yung f of A natin, no? Hindi daw siya equal sa value ng f of b natin. So, saan yung f of b natin? Let's say ito na point na ito. Okay? So, f of a, ito yung kanyang value, and then f of b is nandito yung kanyang value. And then, si w is any number between f of a and f of b. So, saan yung f of a natin? Nandito na point. And then, f of b natin is nandito na point. So, yung w natin, no, is makikita natin dito, between the f of a and then f of b natin. Okay? Ito pala yung f of a natin. Sorry for that, no? So, yung point natin, no, ng f of a natin, at saka f of b, between that value, no? Sige, let me use the marker. So, between daw dito, okay, dyan daw natin makikita yung w. Okay? Or any value daw yan siya between f of a and f of b. Or mean to say, ang gawin lang natin, no, is obserbahan lang natin yung nasa y-axis natin. Okay? So, kung w natin is within the interval ng f of a at f of b, so, applicable doon yung ating IVT. Okay? Kapag beyond that, let's say nandito yung w natin, so hindi na siya pasok dito sa interval natin. Okay? So, kung si W natin is between f of A and f of B, now, meron daw tayong C, no? So, C. So, saan ba natin makikita usually si C? So, C naman natin is makikita natin yan siya dito sa ating x-axis. Okay? So, si C naman daw, no? Meron din nag-exist na value C sa interval ng point A and point B. That's why meron tayong mga C dito. Okay? So, with that, if we evaluate yung C natin, no, if meron tayong given na C na nag-exist sa interval ng A and B, we can find that meron talagang value for W na between din kay f of A and f of B. Okay? Sige. So, yung tatanda natin dito, no, dapat continuous yung function natin, and then meron siyang interval, meron siyang endpoints, kumbaga. And then kapag i-evaluate natin yung ating function using this endpoint, dapat hindi sila equal. Okay? And after that, we will locate a value, W, yung value W natin, na kung saan we can find it between f of A and f of B. And then with that, no, if meron tayong mahanap na W between f of A and f of B, we can find as well the value of C that is between A and tsaka B. Okay? Sige. So, parang ganito lang yung ating graph, no? Sige. So, parang ganito din siya, no? So, intermediate, no? IVT or intermediate value theorem states that if you have a continuous function on a closed interval, no? A and B, okay? Balik tayo dito. And the function takes on different values at endpoints A and B, then it must take on every value between f of A and f of B at some point within that interval. So, meaning to say daw, no, meron tayong mahahanap na values, okay, between f of A and f of B para makasatisfy, no, or meaning to say, it also could take any value at sum C from point A at saka point B natin. Okay? Excuse me. Okay, so, ayan, no? Sorry for that. Okay, so, let's have an example, no? Ayan. So, in this case, no? Let's say, hiker, isa kang mountain climber or hiker, no? And then, at 7 a.m., nandito ka sa point na 1,000 feet. And then, by 7 p.m. naman, no? Is nakarating kayo sa tuktok ng bundok na yan. And then, yung elevation niya is 5,000 feet. Now, using IVT, no? So, IVT, it states that in any point between sa 7 a.m. at to 7 p.m. is nakakadaan ka sa points between these values. So, for example, using IVT, we can say that by point 1,500, no? Ayan, 1,500 feet is nandito ka sa between 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. Or let's say, kapag 2,000 feet ka na elevation. So, between ka din sa time na 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. No? And as you go down, or pag babalik na kayo sa camp niyo or sa ground, no? Start naman kayo sa 5,000 feet at 7 a.m. and then you end by 7 p.m. sa 1,000 feet. So, yan siya, no? Tuloy-tuloy din yung ating, yung nilalakaran nyo. Even though, hindi straight yung daanan ninyo, but there are some point na you are in between sa values na 5,000 feet at saka 1,000 feet given those time. Okay? So, ayan. Or, ito na lang, para mas makaro natin, no? So, consider the function f of x is equal to 2x minus 5. Take the interval na 1, 5. So, take note, if we have a polynomial, no, usually and always, that is continuous yan siya, no, in any given na interval. Okay? So, meaning to say, ito si function na ito, 2x minus 5, is continuous yan siya sa interval na 1, 5. Okay? Now, the IVT says that any m, so W yan siya, sorry, hindi ko napalitan. Any W, since W yung nasa handout natin, no? So, in other books kasi, no, M yung ginagamit. So, here in our handout, since W, so W yung gagamitin natin. So, the IVT says that any W intermediate to, or in between f of 1 and f of 5, we can find a value intermediate to, or in between 1 and 5. Okay? Sige. Now, how can we apply IVT para malaman natin ano pa ba yung ibang points, no, na between sa ating interval para maging continuous pa rin yung ating function. So, sabi diba sa definition, meron tayong, okay, balik tayo sa definition natin. Ayan. Dapat, i-check muna natin if we evaluate our function using the endpoint na A, dapat hindi siya equal sa endpoint ng ating B, no? Kapag evaluate natin yung function natin using the endpoint na V, ay B. So, ayan siya. So, we have here f of 1. So, all we need to do is to evaluate our function by values na 1. Kapag x natin is 1, we have 2 times 1 minus 5. Or that is 2 minus 5, or this is equal to negative 3. Okay? Now, f of b naman natin, no? So, or f of 5 naman natin, we have here 2 times 5 minus 5. So, wait lang, ayusin ko yan. 2 times 5 minus 5 is equal to 10 minus 5, or equal to 5. So, here, no, in this case, hindi sila equal. So, meaning to say, there are points na merong values or meron tayong mahanap na values, no, sa interval na 1 and 5 para sa ating function. Para masabi natin na continuous pa rin siya. Okay? So, let's say we choose, so, after natin ma-check, no, if hindi equal yung f of a and at saka f of b natin, no, we choose w na element siya ng ating interval. So, saan galing itong negative 3 at saka 5? Galing ito siya dito sa result, no? after natin na-evaluate yung ating function. Now, to exhibit a corresponding C na nasa element ng ating interval na 1, 5, such that f of c is equal to w. So, ano ibig sabihin nito, no? So, by IVT, no, there exists C between sa ating interval na 1, 5, and then alamin natin yun. Anong C? Yan siya. Anong value ng C na iyan? Okay? So, since meron na tayong points ng yung W natin, no, is nasa point between negative 3 at saka 5 dapat. So, hanap tayo ngayon ng value ng W na nasa between negative 3 and 5 na naman para ma-solve natin itong C. Now, let's say we have W is equal to 1/2, no? So, saan galing si 1/2? So, it's up to us, no, kung ano yung value ng W natin, basta nasa interval lang siya ng pag-evaluate natin ng ating function. Okay? Excuse me. Okay, so, ayan, sorry. So, what will be the value of our function C, no, if our W is 1/2? And then knowing that itong W natin is between siya or intermediate to siya sa ating interval na negative 3 and 5. Now, paano natin to siya gawin? So, all we need to do, no, since we have here a given function, f of x is equal to 2x minus 5, lahat ng x natin dyan is palitan lang natin ng c. So, we have f of c is equal to 2c minus 5. Now, take note, no, we have here an equation na f of c is equal to w. And then, si w natin, yung na-assign natin dyan, is 1/2. So, meaning to say, no, to solve for c, si f of c natin, palitan lang natin ng 1/2. So, we have 1/2 is equal to 2c minus 5. Okay? Now, to solve for c, all we need to do is to transpose si negative 5 sa kabilang side. So, we have here 2c is equal to 11/2. So, meaning to say, 1/2 plus 5, so that is equal to 11/2. And then, to solve for c, divide lang natin both sides by 2. So, meaning to say, we have here 11/4. So, 11/4, so that is approximately equal to 2.5 ata, no? So, tama ba? 2.5. So, 4 times 2, 8, 9, 10, 11. Basta something ganon siya. Okay? So, kindly double check na lang, no? Hindi ko pala kasi na evaluate siya or transform siya into a decimal. Okay? So, ayan siya. So, si C natin, 11/4. Between ba siya sa ating interval ng 1/5? Yung ating interval ng 1/5? So, syempre, oo, no? So, meaning to say, tama yung ginawa natin. Tama lang na meron value ng W na 1/2 between sa f of a and f of b natin, and then upon evaluating, no, we can find that we can conclude then na ang c natin, no, is between din sa interval natin na 1/5. Okay? Or yung ating point A, yung point A natin, at saka point B. Okay? Sige. Now, para ma-double check natin, no, what if yung W natin is equal to 3? Si 3 ba between sa ating f of a and f of b na negative 3 and 5? So, syempre, no? Now, ano kaya yung magiging value ng c natin dito if yung w natin is 3? So, here we have f of c is equal to 2c minus 5. And then, f of c natin, palitan na natin yung ng 3. So, we have 3 is equal to 2c minus 5. So, we have your 2c, so 3 plus 5, or that is equal to 8. Divide both sides by 2, we get c is equal to 4. Si 4 ba, between sa ating interval ng point A at saka B na 1/5? So, oo, no? So, meaning to say, no, graphically, ganito yung kanyang itsura. Okay? So, itong graph na ito, this is the graph of our function, 2x minus 5. And then, f of 1 niya is ito yung kanyang point. So, this is our f of 1 or our f of a, or that is equal to f of 1. Ito yung kanyang point. And then dito naman is our f of b, or that is equal to f of b, f of 5. Okay, so bakit meron tayong ganito? Wait lang ha. Okay, ayan. So, nawala. Or this is our f of 5. And then, ang point niya is this one, no? So, ayan siya. Now, kanina, meron tayong w ng 1/2. So, saan natin makilolocate itong si w natin? Locate natin yan siya sa ating y value. So, yung 1/2 natin is this one, no? This is our first w. And then, meron tayong kapag sinolve natin itong w natin, no? Or sinolve natin yung function natin na c, using itong w natin, we can find na this is our first c na 11/4. And then, between talaga siya sa interval ng 1 at saka ng 5 natin. Okay? Now, kapag yung w naman natin is 3, this is our another w. And then, using this w, we can find that ang c natin dito is 4. And si 4 is between din sa interval ng 1 at saka 5. Okay? So, the claim of IVT is clearly seen in the graph of f of x is equal to 2x minus 5. Okay? So, yan siya. I hope that's clear. So, if you have any question, you can comment down below. Or you can message me, no? Or pag balik ng klase natin, ng face-to-face class, you can ask me, paano to siya? Okay? So, yan sa another example, no? Consider the simplest quadratic function, f of x is equal to x squared, on the interval na -4, 2. Okay? So, yung point A natin dito is -4, while yung point B naman natin is 2. Now, let's check if using these points, no, equal ba yung f of A natin at saka f of B. Kung equal sila, meaning to say, hindi applicable yung ating IVT dito. Pero kapag hindi sila equal, we can proceed further, no, to solve for the value of C, assigning value for W. Okay? So, we have here f of -4. So, if we have f of -4, this is equal to what? Okay, excuse me. So, this is equal to -4 squared, or that is equal to 16. Kapag f of 2 naman, that is equal to 2 squared or 4. So, since hindi sila equal, no? So, meron tayong chance na ma-apply natin yung IVT dito. But before that, dapat alamin pa natin kung ano pa kaya yung ibang values between sa ating f of A at saka f of B. So, ayan siya. So, excuse me muna ulit. Yan, sorry for that, no? Sige. Now, let's choose W between, or na kung saan element siya between our points f of A and f of B. So, ito yung ating f of B, and this is our f of A. To exhibit a corresponding C na nasa element or element siya ng ating interval na -4, 2, such that f of C is equal to W. Okay, so ano kaya ang possible values na pwede natin gamitin, no? Yung W natin dito, na between siya 4 at saka 16. Okay, so let's say yung pinili natin is si 9. So, siyempre, si 9, no, is makikita natin yan siya between sa 4 at saka 16. Now, to solve for the C, no, kung meron tayong W, so siyempre, alamin din natin yung C niya. So, we have here, f of C is equal to C squared. Yung C natin, f of C natin dito, palitan lang natin ng 9. We have 9 is equal to C squared. And then, solving for C, we have positive negative 3 is equal to C. Take note ha, ganun din talaga basta meron tayong radical sign dito or hanapan natin ng square root yung value natin, dalawa yung kanyang possible sign. It's positive or negative. Now, if C natin is positive 3, between ba siya sa interval natin na -4 at saka 2? How about kapag yung C natin is -3? Between ba siya sa ating interval na -4 and 2? So, saan sa dalawa, positive 3 at saka -3 yung pipiliin natin? Okay, so in this case, no, yung pipiliin natin ay C, negative 3. So we choose negative 3 or C is equal to negative 3 because it is in the specified given na interval, which is negative 4, 2. Okay? Sige. So, ayan siya, no? So, hindi natin pwede gamitin yung positive 3 kasi kung positive 3, hindi na siya pasok sa ating interval. Okay? So, ayan siya. So, meaning to say, kapag i-graph natin itong ating given na function, we have this one, no? So, yung interval natin is from negative 4 up to kay positive 2 lang. Okay? And then, if we have here f of a, ayan, ito yung ating point, no? So, this is our f of b. Okay, f of a natin. And then, this is our f of b. And then, between sa f of a and f of b, so, we locate that yung m natin or yung w natin is equal to 9. And then, we can directly see then na between siya ng f of a at saka f of b. Now, using itong w natin na 9, so, we also find that yung c natin, no, is equal to negative 3. And then, si negative 3 natin is between talaga siya sa ating interval na negative 4 at saka 2. Okay? So, yan siya. Nakuha ba? I hope that's clear, no? And then, let's have another example. Use the intermediate value theorem to show that there is a root of the given equation in the specified interval. F of x is equal to x squared minus x minus 12 at the interval 3, 5. Okay. So, here, ang gawin natin, no, is to evaluate the f of a natin. So, this is our point A, this is our point B. So, f of a is equal to, f of a. F of a, or that is f of 3, which is equal to 3 squared minus 3 minus 12, or this is equal to, so 3 squared, that is 9. 9 minus 3, that is 6. 6 minus 12, that is negative 6. Okay? Now, yung f of b naman natin, we have f of 5, that is equal to 5 squared minus 5 minus 12. So, 5 squared, 25. 25 minus 5, that is 20. 20 minus 12, that is equal to 8. Okay? So, we have here, ang f of a natin is negative 6, while yung f of b naman natin is 8. Now, let's determine pa, no, kung ano pa yung possible values ng w natin para ma-solve natin yung c natin, no? So, para malaman natin kung ano pa yung other points that is between the interval na 3 at saka 5. Okay? Para masabi natin na applicable yung IVT theorem dito sa ating given na function. Okay, so let's say we have w is equal to 0. Si 0 ba between negative 6 and 8? So, syempre, no? So, here we have 0 is equal to c squared minus c minus 12. And then, factor natin si c squared minus c minus 12. We have here c minus 4 times c plus 3. Okay? So, bakit negative 4 at saka 3 yan siya? Kasi, ang dalawang factor ng 12 is 4 at saka 3, no? Pwede din naman si 6 times 2, pero dapat kapag i-add natin or i-combine natin itong dalawa, we get negative 1. So, that's why, ang ginamit natin dito ay si negative 4 at saka 3. Okay? So, yan siya. Now, equate natin itong dalawang factor na ito sa 0. So, we have c minus 4 is equal to 0, c plus 3 is equal to 0. So, c here is equal to 4, and c here is equal to negative 3. Okay? Sige. So, si 4 ba between sa ating interval na 3 at saka 5? Okay, pwede siya. How about si negative 3? Between ba siya sa ating interval ng 3 and 5? Hindi, no? So, meaning to say, yung gagamitin natin dito, na value ng c natin is c4 lang. Okay? So, ayan siya, no? So, by IVT, we can conclude or we can say that f of x natin is meron siyang values na c is equal to 4, no? Between sa kanyang interval na 3 and 5. Okay? So, yan siya. So, that's for the IVT natin, no? Sige. Now, this one, so, try nyo lang if pwede ma-apply natin yung IVT dito. And then, ano pa kaya yung other values ng C natin, no? Such that f of C is equal to 20. So, you can try this one, but I can show you the answer here. So, ano yung sagot natin dito? So, our answer here is, sige, so we have here x squared. So, f of negative 2 natin, that is equal to negative 2 squared plus 5 times negative 2 minus 6 is equal to negative 12. And then f of 3 natin, that is equal to 3 squared plus 5 times 3 minus 6, that is equal to 18. Okay? And then, si negative 12 at saka 18, no? Yan daw yung ating values. So, paano natin malaman kung ma-apply natin yung ating point dito? Okay? So, let's say, assume lang natin, no? Assume lang natin na yung ating interval is nandito, negative 2 at saka 3. And then, let's say, ito yung graph ng ating function. So, since this is exponent 2, no? So, parabola yan siya and opening upward. Okay? So, kapag negative 2 yung ating point ng x natin, no? Meron tayong negative 12. Okay? So, negative 12. So, nandito yung point niya. Sorry for that. And then, kapag f of 3 naman natin, is, if we evaluate f of 3, we get 18. So, let's say, nandito yung 18 niya, no? Ayan. So, ma-apply pa natin yung ating IVT dito. So, actually, we cannot apply our IVT. Our IVT cannot be applied to f negative 2, 3, no? Bakit? Kasi yung W daw, no? W natin is 20. And then, yung ating value lang is dapat between negative 12 at saka 18. So, naglagpas na, no? Sa interval na ito yung W natin. So, that's why IVT cannot be applied. Okay? So, yan siya. Ito lang yung pansinin natin, no? So, pinakita ko lang yung graph niya. So, ganyan siya. And then, ganun din, no? Kapag i-evaluate natin siya, hindi naman talaga dapat equal to negative. Or hindi dapat, wala dapat point dito. Okay? Pero, assuming ganun lang siya. Okay? So, yan siya. Sige. Now, let's proceed. That's for the IVT. So, IVT, meaning to say, meron daw intermediate value between sa closed interval na A, B, such that if we evaluate our function using our endpoint na A, hindi siya dapat equal sa endpoint ng B natin, no? And then, si W natin is any number between f of A and n of B. And then, with that, no, we can find that there exists C, which is element on the interval ng A and B natin, for which f of C is equal to W. Okay? So, yan siya. Now, let's move forward. So, we have here the LUB, or the supremum. So, the supremum, or least upper bound of a set, is the smallest value that is greater than or equal to every element in the set. Or, let's say, consider natin itong ating set na 1, 2, 3, no? So, ibig sabihin ng ating supremum dito, no? Ano daw yung greater value given sa ating given na set? So, in this set, no? The supremum of set S is 3 because 3 is the largest element in the set. Now, si GLB naman, or infimum, no? Or greatest lower bound of a set, is the largest value that is less than or equal to every element in the set. or given this set, no, yung ating infimum dito is 1 because siya yung pinakamaliit na value sa ating set. Okay? So, ano ba itong si supremum, infimum in limits and continuity? So, sa limits, when dealing with limits, especially in sequences and series, the concepts of supremum and infimum help in understanding the bounds of the sequences. So, for example, if a sequence is bounded above, its supremum can be used to describe the least upper bound of the sequence. While sa continuity naman natin, no, ma-apply natin ito si supremum at saka infimum, lalo-lalo na sa extreme value theorem, no, which state that a continuous function on a closed interval has both a maximum and a minimum. So, ito lang yung the point dito, no. We can apply or mahanap natin or we can locate ito si supremum and infimum lalo-lalo na sa extreme value theorem. Ano, for example, no? Consider the function f of x is equal to sine x on the interval na 0 to 2 pi. So, from here daw, up to kay 2 pi. Okay? Now, ano yung ating supremum given the interval na 0 to 2 pi? So, supremum, diba, is the highest value or the largest value. So, here, the supremum of f of x in this interval is 1, which is the maximum value of sine x. So, saan yung 1? So, ano ba yung highest point ng ating graph kapag sa interval ng 0 at 2 pi? Ito, diba? So, that's why this is our supremum. Now, ano naman yung infimum? Yung infimum naman on this interval is negative 1, which is the minimum value of sine x. So, meaning to say, yung pinaka-lowest value niya, no? So, that's why ito siya. Now, how can we relate this one sa extreme values natin? So, extreme value theorem, so marami masyado siyang symbol dyan, no? Ito lang yung ibig sabihin niya. Extreme value theorem, it states that if you have a continuous function in a closed interval, a, b, then the function must have both a maximum value and a minimum value within that interval. So, meaning to say, no, kung ano yung highest peak niya, okay, highest peak ng ating given na function, yan yung ating supremum or yung maximum value ng ating function. No, kung ano naman yung lowest peak niya, that is our minimum value, no, within that interval. And since hindi naman fixed lahat, no, na isang curve lang yung ating mga graph, no, yung highest talaga is our what we call the absolute maximum, while yung the rest is the local maximum. Okay? So for example, this one, this is the local maximum, this one, and this one. And itong pinaka-highest is our absolute maximum. Yung si lowest na lowest talaga naman is our absolute minimum, while yung mga hindi naman lowest, no, that is our minimum, local minimum. Okay? Sige, let's have an example, no, para mas ma-visualize natin ano ibig sabihin ng extreme values theorem. Okay? So, excuse me. So, we have here a function negative 2x to the power of 4 plus 4x squared over negative 1 and 1. So, yan yung interval niya. And let's say ito yung graph ng given function na iyan, no? So, interval natin is from negative 1 up to 1. Now, ano yung ating maximum value dito? Or ano yung highest point natin dito? So, tingnan niyo, ano yung absolute maximum natin? Okay, so, ayan siya, no? Makikita natin na itong point na ito. So, meaning to say, yung maximum value natin is 2 occurring at x is equal to positive and negative 1. Okay, so yung maximum value natin is 2. While yung minimum value naman natin is 0. Okay, since yan yung pinaka-mababa. So, parang siyang nagsakay ka daw ng roller coaster, no? Kung ano daw yung pinaka-highest na point na, or highest peak ng graph natin, yan yung ating extreme values or maximum values. Na kung ano naman yung pinaka-lowest point niya or lowest peak niya, that is our minimum value of our given function. Okay? Sige. Another one, so we have here our function 2x minus 5 on the interval na 1, 5. So actually, no, meron na tayong example nito kanina. Okay? So, we have here, let's say ito yung graph niya. Sa tingin ninyo, ano kaya yung kanyang maximum value? So, upon checking, no? So, we can find na since ito yung pinaka-highest peak niya, so meaning to say, this will be the maximum value. Ano naman kaya yung minimum value niya? Okay, so that is negative 3, no? And then since siya yung pinakamababa, so meaning to say, the minimum occurs at x is equal to 1, giving the minimum value, which is equal to negative 3. And then the maximum occurs at x is equal to 5, yung x natin, no, is 5. Giving the maximum value, f of 5 is equal to 5. Okay? So, ayan siya. Yan ang ibig sabihin lang ng ating extreme value theorem, no? So, excuse me, meron daw talaga siyang the function natin must have both a maximum value and a minimum value within that interval. Okay? So, ayan. Let's proceed to the last part natin, which is a method of bisection. Okay? So, this is another method, no? So, kung saan it is useful, iterative tool in approximating the root of continuous function. So, ano ba yung maaaring root ng ating given na function? So, when we talk about root, no? That is the given value para masabi natin na kapag i-evaluate natin yung ating given na function, given that root, we have or we can get f of x is equal to 0. Okay? Such that f of a times f of b is less than 0. The method follows the procedure below. So we have here different steps on how to apply itong bisection method natin. So, ano ba yung sabihin ng bisection method? So, later on, no, discuss natin to siya. So, bisection method is a numerical technique used to find the roots or yung solutions of a continuous function. It works by repeatedly narrowing down an interval where the function changes sign. So, from positive to negative or vice versa until the root is found to a desired level of accuracy. Excuse me. So, meaning to say, no, for example, we have here our graph, and then let's say this is the graph of our given function, f of x, okay? So, let's say meron tayong point x dito, x sub 1, and then we have here point x sub 2. Now, bisection meaning to say, i-narrow down natin yung ating graph, no? Or yung ating given na, yung ating ginawang function. So, dapat, ayan siya. Or, wait lang. Kalimutan ko yung itsura niya. Let's say, ganyan na lang. Okay? So, we need to find daw ano yung possible root ng ating given na function para ma-equal siya sa 0. Okay, so let's say, ito yung ating 0, diba? Ito yung ating given na function. And then, in that case, kapag meron tayong value na iyan, no, we can find that f of x will be equal to 0. So, ano daw yung other possible values pa, no? Or, paano ba daw natin ihati-hati pa itong ating given na function para maka-arrive tayo in this na value. So, that's why meron tayong methods dito, no? So, first, we need to set a margin of error e. Then, define yung ating first value ng x natin, x sub 1. A siya if yung f of a natin kapag i-evaluate natin yung ating given na function, given that value na a, dapat less than 0 siya. B, otherwise. Okay? And then, yung second value ng x naman natin, no, is a if x sub 1 natin is equal to b. Then, b, otherwise. Then, third, define x sub 3. Excuse me. Okay? So, ayan siya. So, are you familiar with this one? Ang ibig sabihin niya, no, is the midpoint. no, ng ating point A and B. So, we need, para malaman natin yung midpoint ng point A and B, no, i-add lang daw natin yung value ng A at saka B, then divide natin sa 2 para ma-locate natin to siya. Okay? Sige. Now, parang ganito yung siyang scenario, no? Let's say, meron tayong, papalapit na ang Mother's Day. And then, may plano yung papa mo to surprise your mother. And then, since excited yung mama mo, no, ang ginawa niya is, sinundan niya yung papa ninyo from work up to papunta ng bahay. So, from, let's say, 8 a.m., umalis na yung papa ninyo papuntang trabaho. And then, yung trabaho niya is from 8 a.m. up to 5 p.m. Okay? So, sinundan niyo ng mama ninyo. And then, pagka, excuse me, and then, pagka 6:30, napansin ng mama ninyo, no? Pagka 6:30, napansin ng mama ninyo na hindi pa pumunta agad ng bahay yung papa ninyo. Meron pa siyang dinaanan. Okay? So, pagka, ano naman, so 6:30, then pagka 7, let's say 7:25, no? Or 7:15, sorry. So, pagka 7:15 is, napansin ng mama ninyo na umuwi ng bahay yung papa ninyo. Okay? Then, pagka 7:15, or, let's say, dito, sa gitna na ito, no, napansin ng mama ninyo na merong daladalang gift yung papa niyo. So, let's say, nasa bahay na yung papa ninyo, no? Ayan, pagkarating sa oras na ito, napansin ng mama ninyo na meron siyang dalang gift. So, na-busted na yung papa ninyo, no? Or maybe say, nahuli siya na meron siyang dinalang gift pala. Or meron pala siyang binili na gift during the time ng 6:30. Okay? So, anong ginawa natin dito? So, para ma-busted yung, or mahuli yung papa ninyo, no? Ng mama ninyo, okay? Yung ginawa natin dito, no, is in-applyan natin siya ng midpoint. So, from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., no, in-add natin yan siya, and then divide sa 2, we get 6:30. And then, 6:30, tapos 8 a.m., divide sa 2, we get 7:50. Okay? So, then, in this time, okay, parang ganun lang siya na process. Okay? Sige. Medyo magulo, no? Sige lang. Let's have this one. Dito na lang tayo. Ayan. Let's say, ito yung ating function. Okay? So, copy ko lang muna. F of x is equal to x squared plus 3x minus 2 is equal to 0. Okay? Now, ang sense lang nito, no? Ano daw yung magiging root ng ating given na function if meron siyang interval na 0 and 1? Or ano daw yung values ng x niya para kita natin, no, na between sa 0 and 1, meron siyang roots. And let's say, yung root na yun, no, yung margin of error natin is 0.01. So, ginawa natin dito, no, we let x of 1 is equal to 0, okay? And then x of 2 natin is equal to 1. So, saan galing dito siya? Dito sa ating interval. Okay? And then, hanapin natin yung gitna ng 0 at saka 1. Okay? So, parang ganito siya, no? We have here 0 and 1. Now, ano yung midpoint niya? So, nina-narrow down natin, no? Gina-bisect natin yung ating roots, yung values ng interval natin, para ma-locate natin kung ano yung magiging root talaga ng ating given na function. Okay? So, here we have 0 plus 1 over 2, that is equal to 0.5. Then, kulang yan siya. So, then, anong result nito is i-evaluate natin sa ating given na function. So, we have here f of 0.5 time or f of 0.5, so lahat ng x natin dyan, palitan natin ng 0.5, we get negative 0.25. Okay, so ang tanong, since negative 0.25, pasok ba siya dito? Or malapit ba siya dito sa 0.01? Hindi, di ba? So kapag hindi pa siya pasok dyan, i-redefine natin. Okay? So redefine x sub 1 natin is equal to 0.5. So saan naman galing ito 0.5? Galing ito siya dito sa ating gisolve, no? Itong ating given na function. Okay? So x sub 1 natin ngayon is 0.5, and then yung x sub 2 natin, yung second point natin is 1, no? Since dyan tayo nag-start kanina, then divide sa 2, we get 0.75. Itong result na ito, i-gamitin natin yan siya to evaluate our function, and we get 0.813. Si 0.813 ba, malapit ba siya sa 0.01? Hindi pa. So that's why i-redefine na naman natin ulit, no? So yung magiging x sub 2 naman natin dito is ito siya, si 0.75, and then this one is galing siya sa ating x sub 1. And we get here 0.625. Si 0.625, gamitin natin yan siya to evaluate our function. That's why meron tayong f of 0.625, and ang result is 0.266. Excuse me. Okay? And then since 0.266 is not near pa kay 0.01, that's why i-redefine na naman natin yan siya, no? Excuse me. 0.0625, yan siya. And then 0.05 is galing yan siya sa ating first na, ayan, pag-redefine. And 0.5 plus 0.625 divide 2, we get 0.5625. The 0.5625 naman natin, no, is gamitin natin yan siya to evaluate our given function, and we get 0.004. So dito, no, as you can see, si 0.04 natin is less than our margin of error na 0.01. So that's why we take x is equal to 0.5625. Excuse me. Sabihin to say, no, yung root ng ating given na function sa interval na 0 and 1 para sa margin of error na ito na 0.01 is 0.5625. Okay? Excuse me. Okay? So, ayan siya, no? That's how we apply the bisection theorem natin or the bisection method natin. Okay? Since bisection method is a numerical technique para ma-find or malaman natin yung solution or yung roots ng ating given na function. And then, meron tayong given na methods here or procedure. Okay? Sige, another example is this one, no? Show that there exists x, an element of the interval na 0, 1, such that yung function natin is x squared plus 3x minus 2 is equal to 0. Okay? Sige. Now, since f is a polynomial, we can conclude always, or we can assume always that continuous siya sa interval na 0, 1. So, moreover, since kapag i-evaluate na daw natin yung ating given na function, f of 0, that is equal to negative 2, no? So, f of 0, that is equal to 0 squared plus 3 times 0 minus 2, or that is equal to negative 2. That's why negative 2 yung nandito. And then kapag f of 1 naman, so f of 1, that is equal to 1 squared plus 3 times 1 minus 2, that is equal to 2. That's why 2 yung nandito. So, negative 2 times 2, that is equal to negative 4. Okay? And then, so negative 4 is less than 0. So, saan naman galing itong less than 0? Galing yan siya sa ating corollary na 1.1, no? So, yung corollary natin dito, suppose that f is continuous on AB, and f of A times f of B is less than 0, then there is at least one number C that is element on the interval for which f of Z is equal to 0. That is, C is a 0 of f. Or meaning to say, kapag ma-satisfy niya ito siya, no? itong portion na ito, meaning to say, meron daw root yung ating given na function. Okay? So, f of c is equal to 0. Yung f of x natin dito will be equal to 0. Or yung root natin dito is 0. Okay? So, yan siya. So, another one is this one. Okay? Yung margin of error natin is 0.01. And then, yung given na function natin is x squared plus 3x minus 2. Now, perform the bisection method to provide a root for the given function. So, we have here, let x sub 1 is equal to 0, x sub 2 naman is equal to 1, and x sub 3 is equal to 0.5. Na saan galing itong 0.5? Galing yan siya sa 0 plus 1 divide 2. That's why we have here 0.5. And then, this one is dapat f of 0.5 yan siya, no? So, 0.5, i-input natin yan siya sa ating given na function, and we get negative 0.25. So, redefine natin, no? So, ating x sub 1 natin ngayon dito is 0.5, then x sub 3 natin is 0.75. So, saan galing itong 0.75? Galing yan sa 0.75, okay? Galing yan siya sa 0.5 plus 1 divide 2. Okay? So, ayan siya, no? Then, kapag evaluate natin yung ating function using the value na 0.75, we get 0.8125. So, si 0.8125, hindi pa siya masyadong malapit kay 0.001. That's why, i-redefine naman natin ulit, no? So, that's why we have here, ayan, 0.75. And then, x sub 3 natin is 0.625. So, saan naman galing ito 0.625? Galing yan siya sa 0.5 plus 0.75 divided by 2. Okay? And then, kapag evaluate natin yung given function, using yung x natin na 0.625, we get 0.2656. Ito naman is hindi pa siya masyadong malapit sa ating margin of error. So, that's why i-redefine naman ulit natin, no? Ayan siya. And then, this one is hindi din siya malapit. So, that's why meron pa yan siyang continuous dito, no? Or meron pa siyang continuation, I mean. Okay? So, ayan siya. So, meaning to say, ito yung ating given na x ngayon. 0.5616. So, take x is equal to 0.5616 para we can get that we have here 0.001. Okay? Or, mas malapit pa siya sa ating margin of error. Okay? So, yan siya, no? So, all in all, kapag IVT, we use this to show the existence of a root or to ensure a function takes on every value between 2 points. Okay? We can find the W that is between f of A and f of B, and we also find C that is between the given na interval A and B natin. Okay? Close interval dapat siya. Okay? And then yung function natin dito is continuous. Then EVT naman is used to find the maximum and minimum values of a function on a closed interval. So, meaning to say, ano yung highest peak ng function natin? Yun yung kanyang maximum value. And then, yung lowest peak niya naman, that is ang kanyang minimum values. Then, lastly, bisection method, it is used to numerically find an approximate root of a function within a specific interval. Okay? So, approximation lang siya. Approximate root siya ng ating given na function. Okay? So, ayan siya. So, this is your task. This is what you need to do. Prove it to believe it. So, on a separate sheet of paper, prove that the following functions are continuous at the indicated points. So, yung pag-solve natin dito, no, is the same siya sa previous lesson natin, na continuity of a given function. Okay? Now, upload your answer in ELMS and bring your answer next time we will meet. Okay? So, yan siya. That will be your task. So, upload nyo to siya sa inyong ELMS. So, upload nyo to ang inyong sagot sa ELMS. And then, next time that magkita tayo, pakidala. And then, check natin yun siya, no? So, yun lang. Okay, so ang deadline nito sa March 7, yung pag-upload. Pero yung pagdala nito, so syempre, no, next week na yan siya. Okay? So, yun siya. Thanks for listening, everyone. So, if you have any question, feel free to comment down below or message me, no? Or sabihan niyo ako the moment that we will meet. Okay? So, that's it. Thank you for listening. Have a good day and stay safe and stay healthy, everyone. Excuse me. Goodbye.